Operation Fishbowl was a series of high-altitude nuclear tests in 1962 that were carried out by the United States as a part of a larger Operation Dominic nuclear test program. The nuclear tests were originally to be completed during the first half of 1962, with 3 tests named Bluegill, Starfish, and Urraca. The first attempt was delayed until June. Many testing began rapidly in response to the sudden Soviet announcement on August 30th, 1961, that they were ending a 3-year moratorium on nuclear testing. The rapid planning of very complex operations necessitated many changes as the project progressed. All of the tests were to be launched on missiles from Johnston Island in the Pacific Ocean, north of the equator. Johnston Island was a remote location, more distant from popular islands and areas than other potential test locations. This was to protect residents on the Hawaiian Islands from flash blindness or permanent retinal injury. The nuclear missiles of Operation Fishbowl were generally launched towards the southwest of Johnston Island. The missiles were said to be about 1 megaton in yield, and they were fired at a very high altitude. The final one was finally canceled, and an extensive reevaluation of the Operation Fishbowl plan was made during an 82 operation pause after the disaster of the Bluegill test in 1962. In total, the number of tests in Operation Fishbowl was 5, as shortly after the tightrope nuclear test, the limited test ban treaty came into effect. And during one of the tests, it looks like during the Starfish test on July 9, 1962, the Starfish Prime test was successfully detonated at an altitude of 400 kilometers or 250 miles. But what is interesting is it caused an electromagnetic pulse, which was far larger than expected. So large that it drove the instrumentation off of its scale, so much so that accurate measurements are still not reliable. And it is known that the effects were known to the public even so far away in Hawaii, knocking out about 300 street lights, setting off numerous burglar alarms, and damaging telephone companies' microwave links. After the detonation, bright auroras were observed in the detonation area, as well as in the southern conjugate region of the other side of the equator. This is thought to be a resonant scattering of light from lithium and other debris that was observed. The Starfish radiation belt persisted at a high altitude for many months and damaged the United States satellites, as well as some United Kingdom satellites, the Soviet satellite, and a few Soviet satellites as well. So yeah, it just reminded me of that thing in Oppenheimer where he was like, he didn't want to launch them into the sky. He didn't want to launch them at all because he was worried about it lighting the atmosphere on fire. And then they go and launch them at the atmosphere years later, directly into the atmosphere. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Until next time.